One day, deep within this enchanting garden, a young maiden named Shulamith wandered among the blossoms. She was as radiant as the flowers around her, with hair as dark as a raven's wing and eyes that sparkled like the stars. She was known throughout the kingdom for her beauty, but it was her kind heart and gentle spirit that made her truly special. As she strolled through the garden, she hummed a soft tune, her heart light and joyful. But this day was different. As she reached the heart of the garden, where the most beautiful and rarest flowers grew, she heard a rustling in the bushes. Startled, she turned around, her heart pounding. Out from behind a tall rose bush stepped a figure she knew all too well, Prince Solomon, the son of King David. He was dressed in royal robes, but his eyes held a twinkle of mischief, and his smile was warm and inviting.
Shulamith, do not be afraid. It is I, Solomon.
Shulamith's heart fluttered as she realized who it was. Solomon had always been kind to her, but there was something different in his gaze today, something that made her pulse quicken.
Prince Solomon, what brings you to the garden today?
I came to find you, Shulamith. I have something to show you.
Intrigued, Shulamith nodded, and Solomon led her deeper into the garden, past the familiar paths and into a part she had never seen before. The trees here were taller, the flowers more vibrant, and the air seemed to hum with a quiet, mysterious energy. Finally, they reached a small clearing where a single tree stood, its branches heavy with fruit that glowed like golden orbs. At the base of the tree was a stone bench, covered in soft moss. Solomon gestured for Shulamith to sit, and as she did, he plucked one of the golden fruits from the tree and handed it to her.
This is the fruit of the song tree. It is said that those who share this fruit will hear the music of the heart, a melody that can only be heard by those who are truly in love.
Is it true?
There is only one way to find out.
With a mixture of excitement and nervousness, Shulamith took a bite of the fruit. As soon as the sweet juice touched her lips, she felt a strange warmth spread through her body. Suddenly, the garden around her seemed to come alive with music. She could hear it, the soft, beautiful melody of the heart. It was a song unlike any other, filled with joy, love, and a hint of something mysterious.
Do you hear it, Shulamith? The lover's song.
I do. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
As the days passed, Shulamith found herself drawn back to the garden again and again, always hoping to encounter Solomon. Each time they met, they shared more of the song tree's fruit. And each time the music grew louder and more complex, weaving a tapestry of emotions that Shulamith could barely comprehend. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the garden in a warm golden glow, Solomon appeared once more. But this time he did not come empty-handed. He carried with him a scroll, sealed with the royal crest.
I have something for you, Shulamith.
Shulamith took the scroll, her fingers trembling slightly as she broke the seal. Inside, she found a poem, written in Solomon's elegant hand.
Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away, for lo, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land.
Is this for me?
Yes, Shulamith. You are the one my heart sings for. From the moment I first saw you, I knew there was something special about you. You have captivated my heart, and now I ask you to join me in this dance of love.
But Solomon, I am just a simple maiden. How could someone like me be worthy of your love?
Shulamith, it is not your status that matters to me. It is your heart, your kindness, your beauty both inside and out. You are more than worthy, my love. Will you be mine?
Yes, Solomon, I will.
News of Solomon and Shulamith's blossoming romance soon spread throughout the kingdom. The people were overjoyed, for they loved Solomon and were thrilled that he had found someone who made him so happy. To celebrate their love, a grand festival was planned, a festival of love, where the entire kingdom would gather to honor the couple and the beautiful romance they had found. The festival was a night of joy and celebration. There were feasts, dances, and performances that told the story of Solomon and Shulamith's love. But as the night wore on, Shulamith couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. There was a shadow lurking at the edges of her happiness, a nagging sense of unease that she couldn't quite place. As the festival continued, Shulamith found herself stepping away from the crowd, seeking a moment of solitude. She wandered through the gardens of the grand hall, the same gardens where she had first heard the lover's song. But this time, the garden felt different, darker, quieter, as if the magic had faded. As she walked, she heard a voice, soft yet filled with a strange, unsettling tone. Shulamith! Startled, she turned to see a figure standing in the shadows. It was a woman, dressed in dark, flowing robes, her face partially hidden by a hood. There was something familiar about her, but Shulamith couldn't quite place it. "Who are you?" Shulamith asked, her voice trembling. The woman stepped forward, her eyes gleaming in the dim light. "I am someone who knows the truth, Shulamith, the truth about Solomon." Shulamith's heart skipped a beat. "What do you mean?" The woman smiled, but it was not a kind smile. "Do you really think you are the only one he has given his heart to? Solomon is a king, Shulamith. He has many women in his life, many who have shared his love." Shulamith felt a cold chill run down her spine. "That's not true," she whispered, but doubt had already begun to creep into her heart. The woman shrugged. "Believe what you will, but remember this. Love is fleeting. It is like a flower that blooms one day and withers the next. Enjoy your time with Solomon while you can, for it may not last." With those words, the woman disappeared into the shadows, leaving Shulamith alone in the garden, her heart heavy with doubt. The next morning, Shulamith woke with a heavy heart. The words of the mysterious woman haunted her, filling her with fear and uncertainty. Could it be true? Could Solomon's love for her be just a passing fancy? She knew she had to find out the truth, no matter how much it might hurt. And so, she decided to test Solomon's love. That evening, as they walked through the garden together, Shulamith turned to Solomon, her eyes filled with sadness.
"Solomon, do you truly love me?"
Of course I do, Shulamith. Why do you ask?
"I need to know. Am I the only one, or are there others?"
Solomon's expression softened as he realized the source of her pain. He gently took her hand and led her to the song tree, the place where their love had first begun to bloom.
Shulamith, there are many who admire me, and there are many I have cared for in different ways, but none have captured my heart the way you have. You are the one I love, the one I want to spend my life with.
Tears filled Shulamith's eyes as she listened to his words. The doubt that had plagued her began to fade, replaced by a warmth that spread through her entire being.
"But how can I be sure?"
Solomon smiled and reached into his robe, pulling out a small, intricately carved box. He handed it to Shulamith, who opened it with trembling hands. Inside was a delicate necklace, adorned with a single glowing gem. A gem that seemed to pulse with the same warmth she felt in her heart.
This is the Heartstone. It is a rare gem that only forms when two hearts are truly connected. It is a symbol of our love, a love that is pure and unbreakable. As long as you wear this, you will know that my love for you is real.
Shulamith stared at the necklace, her heart swelling with emotion. She knew in that moment that Solomon's love was true, and that nothing could ever come between them. With tears of joy streaming down her cheeks, Shulamith threw her arms around Solomon, holding him tight.
"I believe you, Solomon. I love you."
And I love you, Shulamith.
The days that followed were filled with happiness and love. Shulamith wore the Heartstone necklace every day, and with it, All her doubts and fears were washed away. She and Solomon spent their days together, exploring the kingdom, sharing their hopes and dreams, and of course, returning to the garden to listen to the lover's song. As time passed, their love grew stronger, deeper, and more beautiful. They faced challenges and trials, but they always came through them together, their bond unbreakable. And so, the story of Solomon and Shulamith became a legend, a tale of love that was pure, true, and everlasting. The lover's song became known throughout the kingdom as the Song of True Love, a melody that echoed through the ages, reminding all who heard it that love is the greatest treasure of all. For as long as the heartstone glowed, the song would play on, a beautiful romance that would never fade, never end. And so, the garden remained a place of magic, where the flowers bloomed forever, and the air was always filled with the sweet music of love.